Okay, it's 8:09 a.m. in the morning on May 23rd, day 12 of the festival, last day, woohoo. I'm not gonna talk too much because my phone is gonna fucking die soon. It has no battery. Of course on the last day something bad happens, but it's okay, I will survive. And I'll talk more about yesterday later because yesterday was interesting, like other days. But I just gotta make it to all of a sudden, and then I'll come back to the villa to pack up, and then I'll head to the unknown. Holy shit, I just called a Bolt to pick me up over there, and it's fucking leaving me. It's getting farther and farther away. What the fuck? Okay, so it's 12:42. I'm gonna hike back up and pack up and then immediately head to the Airbnb. Yeah, my mind is all frazzled right now because I'm on like 3.5 hours of sleep. I want to talk about yesterday. I don't know how much I can remember, so bear with me, I guess. Yesterday was relaxed. Alright, I did talk about yesterday. I just didn't talk about last night because I was cut off. So last night, me, Colin, Swanon, and Allison, 3 Wasians and an Asian guy, really. We Ubered back to the villa, and honestly, there wasn't a lot of time left. I was just at the villa, just doing the refreshing game, and just chilling, and yeah, just not much. And I had to leave soon. So I walked back down to Olympia, and I was like, dinner, right? Like, I almost forgot that hunger is a thing. Like in a place like Cannes, you just kind of forget that you need food, especially if you're so hardened on watching films like me. You're just like, oh yeah, I need to eat food. I forgot that that's a thing. And that's when I realized I'm actually kind of hungry. So I thought I'll just get something simple, like a salad box at Trader Joe's. Or in here it's Monopi. So I got to Monopi, and it was like, I walked past a salad bar and I was intrigued, but I'm like, maybe not. It's a little ambitious, like 13 euros. It's like 13 euros. It's kind of like expensive. So I just went to Monopi. I got a salad box. Whatever. I got their shitty wooden tools, like utensils, and I just ate it on the streets. And I had like minutes left to rush to Olympia to watch Nine Temples to Heaven. And while I really want to see that film, part of me knows that I'm just tired as fuck, and I'll probably fall asleep. And then, yeah, I probably fall asleep, and also at the same time, I want to just sit down and eat, and I also want to meet my friend Anna, who we did meet the first night, but we didn't sit down and have a meal and talk. Same with Max and Yip. And then Anna DM'd me saying, oh, I just met up with Max and Yip and we're all gonna have dinner together. When are you free? And that's literally when I was entering Nine Temples to Heaven. I'm like, okay, I don't know, I guess I'll just leave early. And yes, I did leave early, but I watched most of it. I watched most of Nine Temples Heaven. I think I fell asleep a bunch of times, but like not too much. It's gotta be this road. If my memory has not failed me, I should be able to navigate back. But yeah, so Nine Temples of Heaven, the theater, I've never been to Olympia. It's very interesting. It's like a mini cineplex, because there are like 8 theaters in that small thing. And the theater is like hot, and I was sweaty, and it was so unpleasant, and I fell asleep. I was drooling at one point, but at the same time I also like don't care because there's like no one. There are a lot of empty spots. I'm sure if I last minute this film I could just get in. But yeah. So 1 hour 20 minutes in, so about like I think 10-ish p.m. I was like, okay, I'm out, I'm gone. And then turns out the whole gang is nearby. They're at Cafe Roma. They didn't tell me it's Cafe Roma. They said it's like beside the fountain next to Steak and Shake. So yeah, and turns out it's like a whole group of like 10 Chinese people just sitting down and eating a meal. And Lily was there. And it's so interesting because Lily's actually American, but she might be the most Chinese American I've ever known. She's just speaking Mandarin fluently, etc. Anna was there, and I was half Japanese, and then Max and Yip were there. And I pulled out my salad and I continued eating. And then Lily was like, "That's so unhealthy. I'm concerned for you." And so I decided, you know what? I don't want to die. I'm going to treat myself better. So I ordered a carbonara, and Anna ordered a deux de saumon. And there's like a bunch of maybe 3 or 4 Chinese people who study in the UK, study film. They're like rich. And one of the guys there, the big guy, he paid for the whole meal. And he's like, don't worry about it. And, I don't like hiking. Oh, I hate this. Should have called an Uber. But yeah. Ate up, chatted, felt good. The waiter, because like our table is like really tucked to the side. So the waiter doesn't realize that we're there. It's literally multiple times I go out to the front and I was like, can I get the menu? Can I order? And they're like, oh, just wait. And I wait and they don't come. But yeah, finally got the carbonara, ate it up really fast. And there's supposed to be a party at the villa. And Lily's there, so I thought, okay, I and Lily could go back soon. But we just stayed at Cafe Roma for a while until like midnight. Okay. I feel like I'm physically worse than last year. Somehow. And then weird shit happens, like this homeless guy, this tweaker on a wheelchair was like tapping on my shoulder and saying gibberish and trying to steal my salad. And I thought he's selling something at first, so I was like, no merci. And then he picked up my salad box and like some utensils fell down onto the ground. That's fucking crazy. Even in LA, tweakers don't touch me like that. So restaurant staff came over and was like, sort of like, hurried him away. And then another homeless guy came over. But yeah, that's the gist of it. And then we Ubered back to the villa. So I'm happy I didn't have to pay money for that meal. Cafe Roma is expensive, may I mind you. But yeah, I Ubered back to the villa. And the party's like not even a party. It's just a bunch of random people beside the swimming pool just chatting. There's like a whole group of people there. I've never seen them before. They all study in the UK. There's this guy, me and Long Yu chatted with him for quite a while. He said he's from Northern California, but his accent sounds like a mix between Scottish and Danish. And he's 3 days past. He studies medicine. And he said he watched 17 films in 2 days. That was interesting. But at that point, Colin and a bunch of others are sleeping already. So I knew I had to go to bed. But I chatted and I said my goodbyes to a bunch of people because a lot of people I probably won't even see again. Like it's our last time seeing each other. Like Diego, who's going to Madrid. A bunch of people are going to Paris. And Colin just booked a flight to Berlin. Everyone's scattered around Western Europe, but no regrets for me. I'm dead set on going back to LA. I want to go back to LA. I want to sleep. I want to rest. And I want to enjoy my post-grad emptiness. But I said my goodbyes, took a shower before Josh Silva even did. And I went to bed at 3:30. The sleep was mediocre. I feel like I didn't fall asleep immediately, strangely enough. And then at the same time, around 6:50, Josh's alarm rang. And even though it doesn't sound like my own alarm, I thought it was mine. I got off the bed to check my phone, and then turns out it's not mine. I tried to go back to sleep, couldn't. And then a bunch of alarms everywhere started going off, like Colin's alarm, I believe. And then like behind me, there's like more people. So couldn't really fall back to sleep. Josh left because he needs to do last minute line for All of a Sudden. Apparently Josh almost got All of a Sudden, but he no-showed. He missed it because he overslept or something. And so the only way he could see All of a Sudden again is to do a last minute line, like what I did with Die My Love last time, except Anna kind of saved me with her ticket last time. So, well, great. I'm gonna wake up anyways. So I woke up and I brushed my teeth and everything. I checked my phone. What in the fuck? It's at 10%. Last night it didn't blink. Like usually when the USB port has like issues, it sounds like a fucking nuclear attack warning. It goes bow, bow, bow. And so I unplug it. But this time they didn't do that. So my phone did not charge at all overnight. And somehow it's like draining battery extremely fast. So I'm like, fuck. That kind of derailed my plan. Because my plan is wake up 7:20, leave at 7:45, and then it takes a 30-minute walk to Boulangerie Béliard. So 8:15, buy a quick tart. I buy a tart or something, shove it down my throat. 8:30, I'm in the Palais, boom, all of a sudden, Hamaguchi, here I come. But plan derailed because I had to charge my phone. I thank fucking God, by the way, that I brought an extra international plug and also a wireless phone charger, because had I not brought those two things, this trip would have failed miserably. So I used a wireless charger and it literally dropped down to 0% and my phone literally just fucking died. And for a moment I was scared that it's like permanently dead. But no, it's just very out of battery for some fucking reason. I waited and waited and waited. I saw Colin waiting for his Uber outside. Talked to him for a bit. Can't believe that's the last conversation. I mean, I know I'll see him again, but that's it for now. Saw Yvonne Hong, spoke with her a little bit, and then that's pretty much it. And my phone is at like 9%, and I'm like, okay, all I need is for my phone to show the QR code, and then that's fine. And then maybe hopefully the USB port will be dried enough so that I could charge it with my portable charger, which by the way I did not charge last night because I thought everything would be fine. Yeah. But alas, I left at around 8:10, raced downhill. I called a Lyft. I called a Bolt. The Bolt, for some fucking reason, is farther and farther away. So I just walked and ran to the Palais. It was 3 minutes away from the screening. Whew, but I made it. Okay, it's 5:06 p.m. There we go. I'm back in my room, and I have a guest with me, Asir, who has some troubles with accommodation, so I'm lending a kind hand. But yeah, today was really rough. I'd say yesterday's relaxing. Today was stressful. Again. And just this morning, my phone freaking out and not charging and running to the Palais, I was completely drenched in sweat. But I think it's a fucking miracle that I got to go into all of a sudden. And then I think all of a sudden it was amazing. I somehow was awake for the whole thing, and I was crying at two moments, one in the climax, one in an earlier scene, but they're like they mirror each other, both scenes. But I fucking loved it, and I was really hungry too. I didn't eat anything. Again, I originally planned to go to Boulangerie Béliard to eat a strawberry tart or something, but I ended up not doing that because I didn't have time. But I made it, and I'm so happy. And the guy next to me was eating a banana in the beginning of the film, so I thought maybe it's okay if I pull out some chocolate, so I did. And then the woman across the aisle next to the man next to me, so like 2 seats away, she started like filming, and the guy next to me tapped on her shoulder and was like, "Qu'est-ce que c'est? What are you doing?" You know? No, I don't know what are you doing in French. You get the idea. Yeah, really good film, and then I felt really nice after the film, but really I didn't have that much time, so I went to Bai Bamboo Cafe to eat a sandwich. I don't know why, I was hungry, but I also did not enjoy it. I feel like I was stuffing just food into my mouth for the sake of stuffing food into my mouth. I did not enjoy the food. It was delicious, it was fine. The sandwich is fine. It's like salami, tomato kind of sandwich. It's an Italian-run restaurant, apparently. I heard Italian. It just felt like stuffing food into my mouth. And then afterwards I hiked back up because I want to save money for Ubering, and the hike was way worse than I thought. But I think me losing so much sweat is a good thing. I think I should exercise more. Yeah, I got back to the villa. It was like 1 p.m. I basically have like half an hour to pack everything, which is the easy part. Everything's already packed in my luggage. I literally do not need to like do much. The difficult thing is charging the phone. So I charged it, and then the villa was like empty, but turns out Diego's in the guest house. So I talked to Diego a little bit, and then Asir was somewhere packing, and then Cheyenne and Julian came back, and Allison Church she's in town. She's like shopping in Sephora or something. And Julian and Cheyenne, they were like calling Allison. I was like, yo, you gotta pack your stuff. Checkout time is 2 p.m. And Allison's like, oh shit, I lost track of time. But I called a Bolt and it literally canceled on me. Like, the Bolt arrived, it was a little bit further up the slope. Like 2 seconds upwards by car. And it just fucking left. And then I called another Bolt and it was like, finally driver confirmed, pickup is 4 minutes, and then never mind, the driver canceled, and then a new one is coming 6 minutes. Bolt is cheap, yes, but holy ballsacks. It's so idiotic. It's pure idiocy. So I called an Uber instead. It's like $16 US, whatever. I'll pay it. Arrived at this Airbnb / hotel. A little, you know, a little shabby, but I'll take it because it's just for a night, and also, yeah. And I had like 15 minutes. No, I had like 16 or 17 minutes to check in downstairs, get the keys to this room, put down my stuff, and then immediately leave and run to Varda to watch The Unknown. To be fair, if I missed The Unknown, I'm not that upset about it, because it's not high on my priority to watch The Unknown. But I still wanted to see it. I still wanted to, you know, get the most out of this festival. And so I did do that. I put down my stuff and I just ran. And once again, I'm covered in sweat. I didn't run as hard as this morning, but I was still covered in sweat because it was so hot. And yeah, so thank God for AC. And I got a cold drink over there. I bought a whole log of water. And then turns out there's like water over there. So great, there's a lot of water. But honestly though, that water, considering how much water I've already consumed today, that's probably not enough to last me one night. So but yeah, right now it's kind of chill. So okay, Cheyenne and Julian and Josh, I saw Josh too earlier at the villa, they all left and they're all like hanging around until they take the train to Paris. And so pretty much everyone in the Cannes team has left Cannes, aside from me and Asir. Everyone's going to Paris, and Colin's going to Berlin. And, or gone somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, so this is the predicament right now. And I have like 2 hours to chill, which is good because I need to charge my phone and everything. And I may or may not change to my tux for the closing ceremony. I'm excited, even though I'm going alone. I wish I'm going with someone, but I'm still excited nonetheless. And then I want to have a good dinner. I'm trying to find JD, the Singaporean girl. I asked her if she could refresh and get the closing ceremony so that we could go together. But alas, she couldn't because she's locked out of the ticketing office because bad things are happening in Cannes. This year's Cannes is quite evil, not gonna lie. But it's fine. We should still meet up and have a fancy dinner and maybe run into Koreeda or not. Yeah, and then I'm on 3.5 hours of sleep. I will probably take a nice ass nap. I'm not a fan of people putting stuff on the bed. Asir placed like his stuff over here, which I want it to be here because it closes the bathroom. It's fine. I'll nap on this side for like a couple hours tonight. Maybe from 11 to 1 or 2, 11 to 2. 3-hour nap, cool beans, pack it up, Uber to Nice airport, and all is well after that. All is well. Hopefully all is well. Of course, there's still a risk, but yeah, I kind of want to take a shower, but I also kind of don't because it seems like a lot of hassle. But yeah, we'll see. Oh my god. Hope reference?
vegetarian,
hope.
where hope is seen as a flaw and difference as a threat. This festival reaches higher.
Cher Park Chan-wook, à qui votre jury a-t-il décidé de remettre la palme d'or?
Hope.
I discussed films of diverse personalities alongside jurors with diverse personalities. This double layer of diversity has brought me great happiness. This year's Palme d'Or has been selected for shedding light on this precise issue of understanding and respecting the diversities of the world
It's gonna be Fjord.
in an artistically magnificent manner. It is Christian Mungiu's
Whoa, dinner time. What is this? Okay, so it's like 12:10 after midnight. I originally planned to go to bed at like 11 and then sleep for 2 hours, but I guess not. But yeah, this is it for my Cannes trip. I enjoyed the closing ceremony. I was smart enough to bring my wireless charger pad, so I literally charged it during the closing ceremony at Debussy. I also met a Hong Konger friend. I keep collecting them like Pokemon. The winners are fine, they're safe. I got my hopes up. I hope Hamaguchi would win. I got my hopes up, but of course Fjord wins, which is like so predictable. It's either Fjord or Minotaur. Minotaur won Grand Prix, so I feel like Pak Tan isn't left with a lot of choices, but it's whatever. I had dinner with a Singaporean friend at La Doua, which is pretty nice. 30 euros, but it's a good sacrifice. The last dinner in Cannes, last dinner in Europe probably of this year. And yeah, and then I think ran into a seer at Manolin's. Surprisingly, I didn't buy anything from I didn't get drinks at Manolin's at all this year. And then I met up with Songpot again with another producer friend. We just chatted for a little bit while Mon Oncle was playing in the back at Cinema de la Plage. So that was fun, and now I'm just going back, and this is it. Just tie it up in a bow tie, going back to Airbnb, packing up, preparing to leave, and hopefully my phone has battery, because if not, I will explode. Sunrise. Okay, I'm back in my place. Oh man. Okay, Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'm really tired right now. I'm probably sick. I don't know. I'm just gonna wrap up the Cannes video here. Thank you for watching. This is another year of insane, hectic stress, sweat, tears, and yeah, even though this year I've only gone to Cannes for 4.5 days ish, it still feels like I've been there for a whole month. And you know, I genuinely don't know how I managed to survive all 12 days last year, because this year 4 days is already a lot for me. I'm really happy that I got to see 13 films. I tried really hard. I know a bunch of other people who only saw maybe 15 or 20 films ish throughout the whole 12 days. If I were them, I would watch like 30 basically. Yeah, regrets, not really. I just regret that because I missed my flight, I didn't get to see Kokurojo World Premiere. Had I gone to see Kokurojo World Premiere, I would have ran into Koreeda and Hamaguchi and Kurosawa and maybe even Fukada Koji all at once, and unfortunately I didn't. But I even so ran into, you know, directors. A director ran into me. Shout out to Songpot. I saw Christian Munju walk past me, and I just met a few miscellaneous film people like Dennis Lim, and the programmer for Hong Kong International Film Festival. And as much as I go to Cannes for films, I think in the future, if I ever go back to Cannes Film Festival, not if, when I ever go back to Cannes, I'm going to use it for networking as much as I use it to go see films, because I think Cannes is a great sort of rendezvous point for a lot of film people. And I'm happy that I got to see a bunch of people that I know, and also meet some more Hong Kongers, and got to have dinners, have interesting experiences. Again, extremely stressful. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's been 4 days of straight adrenaline. But I think it's a fucking miracle that I got back in one piece, still alive. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for this year's Cannes. The slate of films, not that strong, but I'm not complaining. I had fun, and I do think that because I'd gone last year, this year I know where the theaters are and I know how the scheduling works. That's why there isn't a single mishap. The first 2 days were straight up disaster because I missed my flight got delayed, etc. But literally from May 20th onwards, every single day I got every ticket I wanted. I got every single ticket I wanted. I did not miss a single film. I did not have a single no-show. Even though I was almost late several times, I was really cutting it close, but I was on that shit. I know where to go, I know when to leave, and I'm really proud of that. I'm getting good at this Cannes game. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. It's been fun. I will not go back to Cannes next year because of student visa issues, because I won't have a student visa. I mean, I can technically go to Cannes because I'll hopefully be on OPT, but I need to take a rest. I can't go to Cannes 3 years in a row. But hopefully I'll be back in 2028. So if you're here because of Cannes, just wait 2 more years. But thank you for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more. And maybe I'll check out Venice. Maybe I'll check out TIFF or NIF, or I don't know. There's a lot I can check out. So yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about what happened yesterday and today, I believe. After the closing ceremony, I met up with JD. I tried to walk towards the Lumiere side because I hoped I would run into directors, but then I'm like, you know what? That's like a long shot. That's, what are the chances of that? So I walked back and I walked to McDonald's to find JD. And then both of us, we just had dinner. And my mind was really frazzled. I was really tired. I walked around to find a restaurant. We don't really know where to eat. We ended up settling for L'Ardois, which is where me and some others had dinner at last year. And yeah, just a tiny little restaurant. Not too expensive, but we somehow, both of us still pay 30 euros. But I wanted a good meal. I ordered a red mullet with rice. I wanted to eat fish. I feel like it's a huge mistake if you don't eat seafood in Cannes or Nice. And then she got duck breast with potato fries. And then we exchanged a little bit. I had Aperol Spritz. She had some kind of cocktail. And it's surprising that it's only her. I thought she would be with some friends. And I was also going to bring Asir, but Asir was like, I'm just drinking beer at Manolin's. And I'm like, okay. So we had dinner, we talked, and then afterwards we walked over to Manolin's and introduced her to Asir, and then we walked over to the side of the beach, literally right next to Cinema de la Plage, and I met Songpot and his producer friend, and we talked a little bit. It's really bizarre that the director of Nine Temples to Heaven, AD for, for Api Chapong, literally the AD for Syndromes of a Century and Uncle Bunmi, she's just here and she's asking to meet me. Literally at 10 p.m. he was already like, hey, if you're still around, let's meet up. I'm near McDonald's getting ice cream. And then I had dinner with JD, and then afterwards I asked him if he's still around, and he's like, yeah, well, we're next to the beach. So I went there and introduced JD to them, and it's just a very quick chat talking about, movies and, what we've seen so far. And it's really nice. Apparently they tried to see 6 films that day, which is kind of insane. But yeah, they were just telling us good luck with our careers. And I also wish them good luck. They can't find a distributor yet. It's so crazy. I know movies and movie business and how they work, but this is a film that is selected in Directors Fortnight, which is already really impressive. And I'm looking at the director and the producer, and they're still talking about how they're struggling to find a distributor. But then we were like, well, there's still going to be film festivals, maybe NYFF. I just met Dennis Lim, and they were like, yeah, we too. But yeah, it was nice. And then I walked to Le Petit Majestic, and then it's not even open. I walked to the bar place, and there's no celebrities there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna forget it. I'll see. Okay, to be fair, Hamaguchi, Koreeda, and Kurosawa Kiyoshi, I've seen all 3 of them in person from afar because they all did Q&As. But honestly, seeing them in person, I think I will eventually. I'm confident that I will have more chances. I've seen Park Chan-wook in person twice, not really taken a photo with him, but almost. And then I've seen Sean Baker twice. I've seen filmmakers left and right. So I'm confident that I'll meet them eventually one day. I'm just not lucky, but it's fine. I walked back to my hotel / Airbnb, and Asir's already there. Asir just got back, and he had his whole luggage on the bed, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like. And I'm happy that I'm helping Asir because Asir genuinely did not have a place to stay, nor does he have any money. But also I'm very private. I don't like people touching my bed because my bed is clean. It's supposed to be sacred, clean space. I wanted a quiet space, but it's fine. It's just, I'm not even gonna sleep at night. I'm gonna like take a quick nap. I'm gonna power nap. So I went to the bathroom, I took a shower, and damn, that place sucks. I've stayed at 3 places, and all 3 of them suck ass. The villa's probably the better one. Okay, this hotel would have been better if I'm living there alone, but the room is excruciatingly small. And, yeah, the room is excruciatingly small. The bathroom is small and awkward, just like all the bathrooms I've been to. And the joke is that there's no shower gel. There's no shampoo or body wash shower gel. They put hand soap in the shower. So I literally took a shower, washed my hair with hand soap. They do have a towel, so at least that's great, but they don't have a hair dryer as per usual. I don't know why all 3 of the places Yip's place there was a hair dryer. Villa and here, no hair dryer. So literally, I'm just sleeping with my hair wet. But yeah, changed to my pajamas and then got onto bed. And it was kind of uncomfortable because like at least last year with Mustafa, our beds are kind of separate. And then I was living with Josh, but our beds are very obviously separate. Asir is taking up a huge space. So I was just like sleeping on the corner of the bed, turned to a side, and I don't think I even fell asleep. It was like 1:30ish, 1:15 a.m. maybe. I don't even think I fell asleep at all. I think I was like about to fall asleep. I think I was half awake, half asleep, but I don't think I really fell asleep. And then at 3 a.m. my alarm rang, which is fucking insane. I go to bed at 3 a.m., but this time I woke up at 3 a.m. And then I packed everything up, which took like 5 minutes. I did a little teeth brushing, but it was like mild. You know, I just a little bit of toothpaste, just a quick rinse, and I changed my clothes, and then 5 minutes later I got everything. I made sure I got everything, and I check out. I didn't check out. Asir checked out, but I left. I called an Uber, and I waited at least 15 minutes. I think I waited like maybe 16 or 17 minutes, and it just kept loading and loading and loading. And I don't know why, but I was really neurotic this morning, or yesterday morning, or I don't know, that morning, or that late night. I was super neurotic. I thought the Uber will never show up, and then I would miss my flight. And then I was like, fuck it. So I called a Bolt, and somehow the Bolt came first, which is weird. I thought I can't trust Bolts, but this time the Bolt won. Bolt came first, and it arrived within a minute, and I'm struggling to take the elevator and go downstairs, but I managed. And then I messaged the Bolt driver. I was like, I'm coming, because I'm scared the Bolt driver would just fucking leave, and then now I have to call another Bolt, and then I would be late. Thank God it didn't leave. But yeah, Cannes in the middle of the night was kind of fucking scary. There were like homeless people, there's random drunk people. And then I found the car, and then I got onto the car. Or before I got on, this guy, he's like middle-aged French guy with mustache and beard. He's like, can you cancel the Bolt? Can you cancel it in your app? I'm gonna cancel it, and then you pay me afterwards. And then I got scared again. Again, I was so neurotic. I was like, okay, but why? I genuinely thought he's gonna scam me, or worse, he's gonna drive me to some bumfuck place and torture me for money. But thankfully, that was not what was happening. He canceled it, so I couldn't even control it on my end. And then I got into the car, and I just asked why. And then he answered because he's on strike with Bolt, because Bolt is not properly paying the drivers, and so he's just gonna ask me to pay by card directly to him. And I'm like, okay, sure. So he drove me. We talked a little bit. Apparently, he's like a chemist. Like he's got a bachelor's and a master's degree in chemistry, but now he's just a Bolt driver, which sucks. But he worked for some big companies, and so, you know, we built a little rapport so that he won't torture me alive or anything. But we arrived at the Nice airport. The flight is 6:20. We arrived at around 4:15. Thank God I arrived. I thought there would be no one at the airport. Turns out there's like a huge line of people standing outside of the Air France check-in counter. And I'm like, oh fuck, maybe I'll be late again. But of course I wasn't late. I saw the Hong Kong guy from yesterday again because we're basically taking the same flight. And everyone in line is basically taking the same flight because it's just that one flight. There's a staff woman and he's like, your bag, your luggage, the label, use the machine. And I'm like, no, I haven't checked in. Again, I'm like neurotic and I'm like very questioning. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay because I couldn't check in on my phone. There's like an error. Maybe it's because I am an F1 student or not really, not anymore. Like there's a bajillion reasons why I couldn't check in online. But I thought the machine printing luggage label thing is not going to work on me. But the woman's like, no, you must. And I'm like, fine. So I went to the machine and it worked out. I printed the luggage label and then I checked in, put my luggage there, got in, and then I went through the customs. And again, I was still very neurotic. Went through the customs, threw away my water, and then of course something weird happens. My backpack got stuck. And I've never had this experience at a TSA. I mean, I've been stopped at the TSA many times, but this is next level. This woman just dismantled my whole fucking bag. Like, literally took everything out. Well, not everything, but most of everything. Scrambled everything inside. Grabbed all the moisturizing cream. And I was especially nervous because I don't want them to take my wireless portable charger, this circular pad thing, because that's literally the only way I could charge my phone at this point. I don't want them to do that, and thankfully that was not the issue. Turns out there's a box cutter at the bottom of my bag, and I had no idea. Holy shit. How? When I left America, they didn't see the box cutter. But now they saw it, and then they had to throw it away, which I'm fine by me. Fine by me, I'll get a new one. So, I got into the gate. I was quite on time. I waited a bit, got onto the plane, and just slept. And got off the plane, arrived in Amsterdam, and then, and then again, this huge long walk from one gate to another gate. We had to do a passport thing, and it's so cool. Like, there's like, if you're like EU citizen or Japan or like South Korea or Singapore or Hong Kong, you get to go through this. Or if not, you have to go through the other way where you have to manually talk to someone. And I thought, ooh, that's cool. I'm in one of the cool countries. And I tried to scan my passport on a machine. It didn't fucking recognize it. Even though on the sign it says Hong Kong passports are okay. So I went to the other route, waited a while, met a person, and then I got approved very fast, very easy. Got to my gate, and then boarded the plane back to LA. Boarded the plane. No one's sitting to my left. And it's fine because I've never been this sleepy on a plane before in my life. I slept the entire thing. And I thought I would like sleep for maybe 3 hours-ish. No, I was sleepy constantly. And then I would wake up because there's food, and then I would eat, and then I would fall asleep. And then I just slept again and again and again and again, constantly. Even when it's like 11 a.m. French time, like noon French time, when I would usually be awake, I'm still fucking sleeping. I just cannot stop sleeping. I was concerned for a moment because I was perpetually tired. The food was meh, it was mediocre, but I really appreciate it. So they are not allowing me to use my portable bank, my portable charger, but instead there's a USB port, and I can just directly plug in my circular wireless pad to the USB port, put my phone on there, and boom. And I have 10 hours to charge my phone. So I charged it up to 80-something%. Beautiful. So I'm still worried about my phone not being able to be charged. But my biggest worry is, of course, coming back to America, which has been my biggest worry for quite some time already. Plane finished, ended, whatever. Got my stuff. Went to the customs, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. So at this point, I have everything to lose at this point. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm holding my passport, I have my documents in a folder. I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna be honest, no tricks, and hope for the best. That's the best I can do. So, yeah, I got in, and I walked, and I specifically found an Asian woman, border person, because I thought maybe she would be more lenient. She's like Korean, I think. I got in, I presented my passport, and then my I-20, and then my receipt. And then she's like, okay, but you have no work and you have no job. You have no school and you have no job. Okay. And then another guy came out, and then the guy was like, follow me. So I went into the secondary checkpoint. On December 18th, I believe, 2023, the same thing happened to me. And I had to wait 2 hours at the secondary checkpoint. And thankfully, there's not a lot of people at the airport. I didn't even need to wait 2 hours. I waited like maybe 15 minutes. And it's so fucking crazy. I went into the room and there are all these signs plastered all around us saying electronic devices are prohibited. You cannot use your phone, because they know. On the USCOIS website, there's an emergency hotline. I can't even fucking call it because they know they're a step ahead. I can't even call for help. So I waited. This woman, Latina, I believe, she's like, lie. And then I went up and I'm just honest. I'm kind. I'm innocent. I explain my situation. They're like, so when do you graduate? May 15th. Okay. And your OPT is not approved. And I'm like, yes. She's like, do you know when is it going to be approved? I'm like, maybe 3 months. And then she's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I know, because like in my head, I thought the whole point is, if you're going to come to America, you need to be useful in America. If your stay here is meaningless, then what's the point? And right now, if I don't have a paid job or school, I'm meaningless here. So I told them, I'm volunteering. I'm volunteering for things. I'm not getting paid. I'm just volunteering, helping out. And they're like, okay. And she's like, so where do you stay now? What's your address now? Where were you? Did you go home? And I'm like, no, I didn't go home. I went to France for a film festival, which is, hey, film festival related to film. Okay. And I think that was key. I think the fact that I didn't go home or I wasn't traveling for fun was key. Thank God I didn't go to fucking Paris or Berlin or Madrid. So, he's like, okay, go back to your seat, wait for a while. So I waited for a little more while. She's discussing with another guy, and I could overhear them. They're like, okay, so the F1 visa is terminated the moment you graduate. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, lie. Come back to her. And she's like, what are you going to do again before your OPT gets approved? And I'm like, yeah, just volunteering, unpaid. She's like, okay, just remember, don't work until your OPT is approved. And she gave me back my passport and my documents. I was literally shaking. Wasn't shaking too much because I was too tired, but I was shaking. I put my documents and I was like, thank you so much, have a good day. Left, said thank you, left, went downstairs, down the escalator to the baggage claim, cried, and then I'm like, I fucking did it. Got my luggage, got to the shuttle bus, called an Uber, came back, here I am. Yeah, so that was a fucking journey, and I think it's a miracle. There were mishaps on this trip, right? Missing flight delay. Well, flight delay is not my fault, but missing flight is my fault. And yeah, if I didn't miss my flight, but the flight was delayed, I would have missed her private hell, which no biggie. But I wouldn't have missed Kokudojo premiere, which I'm a little bummed out by. But either way, I got to see a lot of films I wanted to see. I missed a bunch, but it's fine. But the ones I wanted to see, I saw. And yeah, I think it's a miracle. I think it's a miracle that I got to see 2 films on the last day, plus moving to the Airbnb, plus the closing ceremony. I think it's just, yeah. I think it's good. But yeah, definitely tired, frazzled. I don't know. I told Michelle, I told Amazing Christian, I made it back. I told my mom. And I'm looking forward to just sleep. I want to go to bed at 6 p.m. because that's like 3 a.m. in French time. And I want to go to bed extremely early and wake up extremely early. I just want to develop that habit. Also, I can sleep whenever I want at this point, basically. I think I'm tired enough to just sleep whenever I want. I just need to take a shower now. I'm waiting for my towels to wash. I do have to go to Trader Joe's to buy food. So maybe 6 p.m. I'm going to go out, buy some food. But immediately afterwards, I'm just off to bed. Maybe I'll eat some food. But yeah, I'm real excited to do nothing in the next few. Also, I'm like stuttering because my neurons are not properly working right now, if you can't tell. I am very excited to do nothing in the next week. I'm hermiting myself in my bedroom. I'm not meeting anyone. I'm not hanging out with anyone. I'm just gonna fucking do nothing and sleep and eat and sleep and eat. Yeah, unpacking, but you know, it's fine. Don't need to unpack, no rush, and yeah. Yeah. Okay, time now is 11:03 p.m. On May 24th. I'm gonna go to bed like right now. I don't know. I actually planned to go to bed at like 6 originally because 6 p.m. is like 3 a.m. So, but of course that did not happen because as it turns out, Freelift only works 8 p.m. onwards. Fucking 8 p.m. So at 8 p.m. I went to Trader Joe's, bought shit tons of food, came back, and thank God I didn't run into anyone at Trader Joe's. And then I just settled down, and by the time I got back it's like 9, and then I still decided to wash my bedsheet, my pillow, my blanket, and my pajamas. And that took a good while, so I'm finally going to bed now. The weird thing is I'm not tired. I don't feel that tired right now. And I genuinely don't know if it's because 11 p.m. is basically 7 a.m. in French time, and the last 4 days, 7 a.m., I'm awake. Or maybe it's because I actually have never gotten over the jet lag, and my body is still in tune to LA time, and in that case, I usually go to bed at through 5 a.m. in the morning, so I have to wait until 5 a.m. to actually get sleepy. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to bed. If I don't fall asleep, it's fine. If I do, it's fine. It's whatever. I have nothing tomorrow anyways. It feels really... Also, one minor thing is, my phone is fucking out of battery. It's been 2 whole days since my USB port is not fucking working. I tried to charge it, and this has been an issue consistently for the last few months. But this time it's like very bad because I cleaned my port and I tried to wait it out and dry it out, and I waited hours, and the port is still quote unquote moist. So obviously that's not the issue. And then the other way I can fix it is if I starve my phone of its battery so that it's down to like 3%, 2%, 1%, switch off the phone, I immediately plug it in, switch it back on, it usually works. Doesn't fucking work, man. It doesn't fucking work. So I genuinely don't know what the fuck should I do with my phone. If I had to charge it wirelessly, that's fine. I can do that. That's what I'm doing. I set up a little pad over here, connected to a socket in the wall. The issue is I can't connect my phone to my laptop to import videos and photos and whatever. That's the big issue. Maybe it's an update thing, maybe a software update thing. Either way, I can't update because right now my phone is at 7% battery. So I need to charge it up before that. So I'm just going to leave this on the pad overnight and then charge it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This feels incredibly surreal. We have arrived at the end of my college life. At the end of my first era at America. I don't know how to feel. I feel like it hasn't truly hit me yet. I think when I grabbed my luggage at the airport, I cried, but it was more of a stress panic cry. It's just, I can't believe that happened. But am I sad right now? Not really. I don't feel anything right now. I just feel really tired in the mental sense. Like, I don't really want to think at all. I mean, I am physically tired, probably, also. Yeah. If I have more time right now, I would do a whole talk about what I've achieved and what I haven't achieved in school. Sort of talk about my thoughts and feelings, but I kind of don't want to do that right now. But yeah, Christian's gonna go to Minnesota sometime in the next few days, and Maisie will go back to Texas sometime in the next few days. No one's gonna be around. If Christian and Maisie are not around, then no one's really around. So yeah. And Michelle's foot problems have complicated, and she has to use crutches now, so I probably won't be seeing her for a while. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I have nothing to do. I mean, obviously I have some self-cultivating to do. I want to read, draw, write, hit the gym. But on top of that, I actually have to continue on with working on the Empire and continue editing videos. I still have like a whole, like my canned videos from last year are still not finished editing, and I need to deal with that. And yeah, chugging along and just unpack and clean up, etc. And then yeah, I don't know, whatever happens, you know. And enjoy the sleep. And also, I think I'm getting sick. I'm having crazy running nose and there's sore throat here. I think Maisie texted me today. I did have a minor conversation with Maisie and Christian after I got back to LA, which is so fucking nice. And Maisie's like, I think Maisie mentioned this first, but yeah, Maisie said after graduation they just got sick for a while, and I was like, that's probably gonna happen to me too. And guess what? It is. You know, this is 4 years of college all built up to this illness, so it's gonna be a big one. But it's okay. I have nothing to do anyways.